What's going on, everyone? So, De'Aaron Fox is gone. I will be genuinely shocked and surprised if De'Aaron Fox is still on Sacramento after this season. I could see him, doing the courtesy, finishing out the season, riding out, giving them through the trade deadline, see if maybe they can make something drastic happen, something, go on a run or whatever. But I don't think he's not going to qualify for the Supermax. So the money incentive is no longer there. They just fired Mike Brown in a very just childish manner. You let the guy go and finish practice, finish the little presser after the practice, and then he's on his way to the airport to go take on the Los Angeles Lakers, and you fire him. Like you're in middle school trying to break up with your significant other. You didn't even have the courtesy to pull him into the office and be like, hey, buddy, just let you know. That's a terrible look, right? And it's an organization that just keeps making poor decision after poor decision after poor decision. If you're De'Aaron Fox, there's no way. Again, he's young still. He just turned 27. But that's not that young by NBA standards. And the style in which he plays. Right? He's very reliant on his athleticism, stuff like that. He's probably got, 5, maybe 6 years of just quality, top level talent. And he can't afford to wait around 3-4 years for Sacramento to figure it out. If they ever figure it out. So if you're De'Aaron Fox, you're on the first thing smoking, in my opinion. I think you're telling them you're riding out the season. You finish the season. You talk to them. Hey, you know what? It's a good run. Appreciate you guys. Time to hit the reset button here. And I think Sacramento just hits the reset. They're probably not even going to make the play-in. They're already out of the play-in by a couple games. And they have the third toughest schedule with no coach, all the noise surrounding and circling De'Aaron Fox. And that's not going to just die down. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to ramp up. It's only going to pick up. Right? And there are several teams just primed and ready to go and try to acquire him. I still think Spurs are probably the best place for De'Aaron Fox. I think him and Victor Wembanyama, they have the assets, the money, they have everything to really kind of build and go all in. And they're an organization that knows what it takes, right? So I could just see them kind of, okay, we got Fox, we got Wemby, push our chips in here. Let's go try to win a championship, especially with Wemby next season. Wemby makes $13 million and then $16 million the following year. So he's going to be dirt cheap for the next few seasons. You could even go get another star to pair with those three if you wanted to, or just use it to really round out, high-end depth or something, right? You'd be in good shape, but you could still retain Chris Paul for a backup role. You'd be in good shape if you're the Spurs. I think it makes sense for De'Aaron Fox. Beyond that, you have, Houston, I do think, kind of in place of Van Vliet. I think Houston would be really good. The Warriors supposedly linked and interested in him. That could be a destination. The Lakers, right? I think a lot of the Lakers talking, this is coming from a Laker guy, right? I think a lot of the Laker talk is simply that he's a clutch client. Now, Rich Paul and Anthony Davis did hey, we're going to force our guy to the Lakers. So that's always a possibility. And you got to remember, De'Aaron Fox has the power. De'Aaron Fox is the one that, after the season, he's an expiring contract. So he could easily say, hey, I only want to go to the Lakers, or maybe it's the Spurs, or whatever. I think it's very unlikely he goes to the Lakers. I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's something that should be ruled out. But I think if there's a list of even three teams, if it's the Spurs or the Lakers, he's going to the Spurs. Right? The only way he goes to the Lakers is if he just is adamant and goes, I don't want to go anywhere else. Right? Which, him and Anthony Davis would be tough for the next, 5 years and even in the post-LeBron era. But regardless, you're going to have teams that are stumbling all over each other to go and get De'Aaron Fox. Now, I'm curious to see how extensive the market is. Right? Because also he's not going to want to go to a bad team. Most of the top teams already have their point guard, already have their guy. Sacramento, I'm sure, is going to not want to take on a bunch of like bad contracts and salary, although maybe they hit the reset button so if they can get the assets. Maybe they don't really care and they're just kind of like, let's hit the reset button. Sacramento's going to, at that point, you trade Sabonis. I don't know if they'll be able to get off of DeMar DeRozan, but at least try. Right? I think you sell everything, tear it down to the studs. If you can trade De'Aaron Fox to like the Spurs and get like a Castle in the deal, right? And now you got at least that foundation piece to build forward. Maybe you can turn Sabonis into, maybe the Warriors, right? Maybe the Warriors could go and make a play for Sabonis. That could make some sense, right? And if they can't get Fox, like say Fox goes to the Spurs, maybe they go and make a play for Sabonis, and you go get like a Kuminga and Moody or Pod. And now you at least have like Moody. Let's say Moody. Let's say you go get Castle, Moody, Kuminga. That as like your core foundation going forward. Post the Fox Sabonis era. Got a bunch of draft picks and stuff like that. Like Sacramento's going to still be in good shape after. Oh, let me rephrase that. They should be. They should be in good shape after. But the way that they make decisions, I wouldn't put it past them if they just like completely fumbled these trades and fumbled the bag. But I mean, look, you're going to get a return for Fox, and you're going to have to sell him to the highest bidder. I would be genuinely surprised if Fox rides this out. There's no incentive. You're not winning anything. They continue to make poor decisions. They're not going to all of a sudden magically just start making good decisions. Even if you're okay, even if you're Fox and you're okay with them firing Mike Brown, which I don't know if he is. I mean, he always had good praises for Mike Brown. He even like had an interview, what was it, last season or 2 seasons ago, where he talked about like we finally got some stability because he's had something like 5 coaches in 8 years or something crazy like that, right? So he was like, I finally got a little stable here. We finally got an idea. This was a team that was top of the Western standings, that was headed on a clear path, clear direction, and the Sacramento Kings they sabotaged it all. They threw it all down the trash. So if you're De'Aaron Fox, why would you have any type of belief or benefit of the doubt that they're going to finally figure it out? Right? Like, I think you give them, if you're Fox, I think you give them through the season. If I'm Fox, I'm going to Sacramento and being like, hey, I need you to get me, like, I need you to fix this and fix this now. Otherwise, I'm just letting you know, I'm going to ask out in the offseason. I'll give you the trade deadline to, do your best to try to, court me and keep me around by going and making trades and getting assets and all that stuff. Sure. But if you aren't able to get anything that really kind of moves the needle in a positive direction for me and this team, I'm out. I'm gone. Right? Because now you put it on Sacramento. Now the pressure's on Sacramento, which I don't even think Kings fans, right? Like, would Kings fans really be mad if he just left? If he requested a trade? I don't know how you could be, right? Like, if you're a Kings fan, you got to be looking at this, expecting it at this point, right? Because again, they just keep making bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. It's just like, at what point does the organization just? It's just they're not a good organization. It's been 75 years. I haven't won a championship, right? Like, there's a reason for that. And they've had some talent over the years. They've had some very good teams over the years. But just poor decision making is really what it boils down to. And, you had your kind of core. You were 2 years ago, Sacramento was looking in a great direction, one of the good, promising young teams, coach of the year. You lost in 7 games to the defending champions who have experience, who have been there and done that in the big moment, and you still managed to push them to their limit. You still managed to be right there in the thick of it, and you go and get DeMar DeRozan. That's what you needed, right? And then now you fire Mike Brown, which again, okay, fine. Coach, it's usually the NBA. It's how it works. Mike Brown, fine. But the manner in which they did it, it's terrible. It's a further incompetence of an organization. Like Mike Malone said, no class, no integrity, It's kind of hard to argue with the guy. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Phil, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think like, yeah, he's gone. That's it. He's on the next thing. Smoke it. Do you think no, he'll stick around? They'll figure it out. They'll work it out. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. I love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.